We should be live, I believe. This is just going to be a normal video, but I'm live streaming it on YouTube. I don't really know what I'm talking about exactly, but if you're familiar with my niche, it's not actually very necessary that you know what I'm talking about, because it's all the same topic. Actually, to be fair, I do have a topic. Oh no, I did name it, to be fair, if I just actually pay attention to what I'm doing. So I'm rather stoned, but I'm still gonna not be lazy with this. And this is gonna be some crucial awakening information and psychedelic information, right? So the title is Dangers of Spiritual Awakening and Psychedelics. Basically, I'm gonna try and hurry up and cut to the chase more with my fucking YouTube, right? Because I'm quite a long guy sometimes. Listen. Are psychedelics dangerous? Basically, so if you're familiar, I had a friend who, look, I want to be careful, yeah, because I don't want to give psychedelics a bad name inherently, and I don't think that that's the case. You know, a lot of people warn, you know, don't you do psychedelics immaturely, because that's why they're illegal, because people do stupid shit on them. They take too much and they do it with mental health, and so like in my case, I did take them, and I kind of like, I don't know if they were solely responsible, because I had very poor mental health before psychedelics. I'm decent these days, but in general, like the psychedelics, like it wasn't inherently a negative thing. It was quite a good thing. But long story short, a phenomenon which I can only deem as spiritual awakening through psychedelics. They just like expand. They give you like extra sensory perception type shit. It's crazy how far out it can go. If I can stay on track with this video, right. So yeah, I have a friend. I'm quite young. I was quite immature with them, in a sense. I think I'm learning and I'm growing a lot. But yeah, I kind of done a Connor Murphy. If you're familiar with Connor Murphy and actualized.org, then it kind of sums up my story a bit. And then I had a friend, right, who I've made a video about in the past, etc. And like me and him were pretty close. We'd known each other for many years. And he took magic mushrooms one day, and he was also on this spiritual wavelength. And he seemed to have some form of insight, but he basically, he literally committed suicide on that mushroom trip, which is very rare supposedly. But keep in mind, me and him both had poor mental health previous to taking the psychedelics, and that is a very important factor. Supposedly you hear a lot if you study, or if you just even watch YouTube content about psychedelics, is you will hear quite common that a lot of the, like, say the placebo studies, etc., in the universities or whatever the fuck, all that stuff, they actually will exclude those who have potential or do have mental illness from the trials with psychedelics, etc. So psychedelics, if you're not familiar, they're just like plants and basically natural drugs from nature, most of which you can't really overdose on, and they're potentially healthy for the most part. I would advocate them for the most part. Yeah, they absolutely changed my life. Like, I can't do it justice. I've literally seen heaven. Like, but the thing is that it's quite spooky, because right, the topic of this is what I just said. I've seen heaven. So the reason it's tricky, yeah, is right. Spiritual awakening and psychedelics. What do I mean? To be fair, if I actually go deep and I don't just be surface level and stupid, what I mean is literally, basically, it's impossible insights, bro. It's basically you take these psychedelics and you go down the spiritual path, and basically what spirituality feels like is you realise, again, the best way I can sum it up in a sense is like this. You got to grasp the implications of this. So you might have heard it before, but please hear it with some fresh ears. Right. You've heard it a million times. Obviously, here you are listening to this video, right? What are you, sat on a chair? Where are you? Right. So, or are you doing the washing up, or are you listening to me in your ears, or what's going on? Someone's just joined the YouTube. Welcome. Right, get this, bro. This is spirituality breaking down. So this is how deep it gets, bro. This is why spirituality can be a deep one. Right. So imagine you've heard it a million times, but hear it with fresh ears. Right, let's go. Here you are, wherever you are. You're sat on a chair, or you're walking with me in your earphones, or whatever the fuck. And later on, you're gonna go to bed, aren't you? You're gonna go where you normally go to sleep, and then you're gonna go to sleep. Right? Do you have dreams often? Like, alright, so what is the dream, basically? You basically wake up with, like, images and memories somewhat, or you potentially experience, like, you know, some form of vision, or, I don't know. Dreams are kind of loose, like, it's hard to define if everyone's dreams are qualitatively the same. Because I've heard reports, actually, from relatives, like, where they say that their dream is awfully lucid. But basically what I'm saying is it's what they say is, like, inner and outer space are exactly the same. So what I'm doing basically is, when I'm saying the title of this is The Dangers of Spiritual Awakening and Psychedelics, what I mean by spiritual awakening is that what it feels like potentially, this is just one level to it, but this is kind of, it's a good way to sum it up if you can grasp it, is that just like how when you dream, when you go to sleep, supposedly, or so it seems, you know, you get in your bed, and then you go to sleep, and then you wake up when the alarm goes off, but in between that, there's that space. That, according to science, wherever that occurs, in REM sleep, or there's different phases of sleep, you can measure these days with the fucking Fitbit watches, or whatever the fuck they are, like Apple watches and that measure your pulse, or whatever, I don't know. Right. So obviously that whole world is taking place, according to science at least, in your brain, in your physical brain, and that is like memories playing, sorting through memories, supposedly. And you know, you can dream all sorts of things. Like, I dreamt not long ago, I think I was in like a burglary of some description. I'm not really sure, confident why. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember some of my dreams. Well, I've had a lot of them. And look, the whole landscape, technically, yeah, according to science, is in your brain. Therefore, basically, the fabric of the dream is actually your brain. And what I'm speaking is somewhat solipsism. Don't assume that you understand the full, because I actually thought that I listened to a lot of stuff about solipsism, and I thought I got it on a high level, but after a long time of contemplating it, after my first experiences seemingly on psilocybin of solipsism, eventually after 130 different mushroom trips, eventually I finally had a kind of solipsism breakthrough. That was the most profound, and that was on 12 grams of Liberty caps, and you can find that if you search OXSN 12 grams psilocybin or magic mushroom, whatever. The implications of this are large, basically. I'm not saying it's inherently solipsism, but I mean, solipsism, yeah, like, I thought I knew what it was about on a high level, but it took me a long time to integrate, and it's actually tricky to see through the word games sometimes if you're new to it in a way. But listen. The truth is people have radical experiences. You don't have to look far, bro. Look at you right now. You listening to me again. Listen. Where are you? Are you in your human body right now? Are you sat on a chair? What are you doing? Smoking some weed? Right. I know you don't have to look far, bro. Some people are waiting on aliens, yeah, but there's literally aliens all around us if you just open your eyes. Most of these animals look like they shouldn't exist. So what I'm speaking about is there is something rather speechless if you just look in front of you at night. Basically, it's kind of hard to... It's so beyond, and like you are ultimately sovereign in your own bubble in a sense. But look, if you see it, you see it. But it's in the moment now. Do you feel it? Someone joined. I'm just chatting shit. I'm talking, oh yeah, so to wrap it up actually, in a sense, to go back around to the main part of the topic is spiritual awakening dangerous or psychedelics dangerous? Mr. Nature kind of... Mr. Nature was kind of taking the piss out of calling psychedelics and spiritual awakening dangerous, in a sense, I think, because like Leo Goris put a massive post saying that they're dangerous, and he was like, that's bullshit, and I get him, because he was ultimately pointing out that it's fear, and that fear is ultimately illusory, and I know that to be true, knowing that consciousness is infinite, in a sense. But yeah, so like I said, for those who have just joined, so I had a friend, yeah, who killed himself on magic mushrooms, and he was quite spiritual, and he literally, yeah, he took his life while he was tripping on magic mushrooms, and I've had some horrible experiences on magic mushrooms where, like, you can see it on the homepage of my channel, like, one of my main videos is I had like this horrible suicide trip. I had like 2 of them when I was like 16 because I took way too much, and you just go into like this fucking terror trip of insanity, and it's so spooky. But I handle it better these days because my health is better, and I stopped smoking baccy and shit, and I'm just like bigger than I was back then because I was quite young back then. But those things actually traumatized me, and yes, and I just had a friend who's like going through supposed awakening and stuff, and he's calling me and stuff, and like regardless of if people think it's delusion, I'm not gonna name who it is or whatever, but to an extent he says like he wished that he was crazy, but like the point is regardless of if people think it's delusion or not, it's very real for some people, you know, like the spiritual stuff, like I don't know what it is, like maybe people just get inspired by stuff on the internet. Like I do kind of believe in it, and I have faith in like God and these experiences that me and people have had on psychedelics, of these like major breakthroughs, and they're very difficult to describe. They're just like literally mystical experience, like, and it's in like religious text, and the hallucinations are so vivid. And that alone is it. Like regardless of like any conceptual stuff, you literally take this plant and you hallucinate such beauty that it will literally just make you cry for hours, and you will have such an emotional release that it is so profound. And I'm kind of nostalgic. I ain't done it for a while, and it feels very good in the moment, and you get a lot of insights in the moment, and that's why I kind of became like reliant on them in a sense, like magic mushrooms, which aren't actually addictive, and they're healthy and stuff, so it's not like they're hard drugs. They're used in like a mature manner to get insights and things. But like what I found is every time I took a decent dose of mushrooms, I would just get like loads of downloads basically, and I'm not like, and what I'm saying is I don't want to believe it inherently, regardless of like, I don't know how it came to be exactly, but like I didn't used to be like this, and like the more I took the mushrooms, the more it just like transformed your whole being, I swear down, like, because you just take them, bruv, and like it literally like changes the whole way your brain works. Like, even if you look at the brain scan, it literally changes the neural connection. So it's literally like, that's what's deep to me, man. Because I don't think I'll ever get over that, to be honest. And that's what I mean. The title of this is Are They Dangerous? It's like, bro, I don't know how to fucking tell you about it, but that is literally indescribable shit, bro. I can't tell you. I like DMT, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, 5-MeO DMT, the toad, peyote, salvia, LSD. These substances are a sensory gateway into infinity. It's not a belief. You literally... I don't know what the limit is. It seems like literally most healthy... Like, I don't know, to be fair. For some people, maybe they don't find it mystical. But I don't think they do enough. And I don't think they actually know what it's about. And I don't think they have the spirit. Because I went into it investigating what I've heard. And what I heard is that there's like literally aliens in hyperspace. You literally eat this mushroom and then you literally fucking download, like, you literally have a mystical, and like, that's, I don't know, I can't remember how it's, like, I've been doing it for years now, but yeah, it's just, it just picked up the pace over time. I just had more and more profound experiences, and that's been the pattern, to be honest. So I found psychedelics really when I was like 15, 16, or 17. I think I was like about 17, yeah, I was 16. And then I was doing them basically consistently for a long time, ever since, like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. And why am I saying this? Hold on. I kind of lost my thing. Oh yeah, no, yeah, sorry. So I found, yeah, that over time, eventually I would have an even bigger breakthrough than before. So eventually I stopped having the bad trips. I overcome that. I eventually took even larger doses. And really, but to be fair, it's naive to think that you've overcame the mushroom, because it's inherently stronger and bigger than you. If you take enough, it will put you on your ass. You've got to be humble, because the psychedelics are way too powerful, bro. There's nothing more powerful than psychedelics, like, really, basically at all, other than like a fucking fully automatic rifle. I don't know what guns are, to be fair. I say rifle. I don't know. What am I talking about? But yeah, basically, yeah, so spirituality and awakening can be kind of dodgy in a sense, because what I'm talking about the dream analogy at the beginning is basically, if you were dreaming, and if you realise you was dreaming, basically that would mean that technically your mind is creating everything. And we already know that even by the scientific materialist paradigm, that your brain is supposedly perceiving the external world through your eyeballs, which is then getting converted, the raw data in your brain, because colorblind people see different colors, etc. So surely our brain is actually at least co-creating reality. And we know that our thoughts are also co-creating reality. And when we dream, it seems like even science will explain that we are sorting through memories, supposedly, or other explanations. But when we dream at night time, the truth is that we can dream elaborate environments, scenarios, and situations with multiple people and multiple entities, with multiple scenes and perspectives and storylines, while our body is stationary and unconscious. it seems like we astral travel internally, and we seem to basically ride a dream, and it's often emotional. Nightmares are uncomfortable. It is actually really quite metaphysical when you think about it, because at the end of the day, it all is sense perception, and all is really different levels of consciousness. It's rather profound how you can shift through sometimes. I remember not long ago, I shifted through countless, multiple different dreams. I had quit smoking marijuana, and my dreams picked up the pace drastically. And I had so many dreams in one night. And the reason I bring this up is, again, that we have to really think of how do we approach the metaphysics, so to speak, which is essentially, or epistemology of how do we know what we know, in terms of like, what is the fabric of this experience? Is it truly material? Is the explanation truly that we are bacteria on a rock in space? Or is it more somewhat a reflection of when we dream, when we go to sleep, as all is a mind and all is seemingly transforming consciousness, regardless of the explanation behind the raw qualia, and the qualia is sense perception. The story behind the sense perception is that you've gone to sleep and you're sorting through memories, or some other scientific, rational, reductionist explanation of materialism. But the experience is really infinite consciousness, is it not? Yes, it is. I mean, you can feel it in the moment, like, often I feel it sometimes when I'm walking a lot more. Basically, what psychedelics will do is they will attune your eyeballs differently. Not literally, but like, all of your senses will... Imagine each sense is basically infinite. I don't know, it's like, everything can become intertwined, where like... There's what do they call it? Senses can become intertwined in terms of where basically you can hear colours, and you can I don't know what they call it. Sorry, I'm having brain fog right now. I'm not doing a good job, but it's yeah, supposedly like you can hear what you see, and I've had that before, like where a white light, if I put my eyes towards bright lights, that I believe I could hear forms of frequency. Yeah, it's quite hard to explain actually. So the 0 point is the present moment sense perception, like the kind of the bedrock, so to speak, of the raw data, and that is like basically infinite, and like sometimes things can just pop out to me as consciousness, like just even when I'm sober, in quite a strange way. It's kind of hard to explain because it's kind of on the edge of language, but I don't know, psychedelics are really kind of infinite, and I can't really explain it, and that's the tricky thing, especially the deeper you go. It's right on the edge of language, and sometimes it can kind of be hard to recall. It's quite tricky actually. So I feel like I'm kind of failing at the moment. But the reason that psychedelics can be difficult anyway, regardless of these profound mystical experiences, is that to me these days, like, reality seems like fundamentally illusory, where like I don't really like, everything seems like, yeah, because I feel like reality can dream whatever it wants to dream, given my experiences and what my intuition tells me. So the world feels like fake, like it feels like everything is just like a play. Like if I see people, like when I'm at work for example, obviously loads of people are doing loads of stuff all the time. Like what I really feel is that God's mind is dreaming this scenario, but it's infinite mind, so it doesn't have to. So it's like the idea that this actually, like, everyone is doing this and is being productive, but what it is when you see through time. That's the funny thing. Because the thing is, when you think about the present moment, people don't think about it deep enough. It's that there is literally no time, and that is the funniest thing. And when you see that, everything becomes completely imaginary. Like, everyone is literally just pretending that everything is happening. But it's so genius. I know it sounds stupid, and it is stupid. But what I mean by there is no time is there is literally no time. It's actually like, and I know it's difficult to grasp because I heard this for ages and I was very much having profound experiences, but it just took me a long time to get it, kind of. But it's like, it's literally always this one, like, it's like, it is stationary, because time gives you the illusion that we're moving through it. And that's the funny thing, because that's a good way to articulate it, actually. Because the truth is we're not moving through time. It's always just stationary. But then what I was talking about, and it is tied into it, but basically, because I can go to sleep and I can just dream that I'm in prison, right? So how can I do that? So basically, when I wake up and I go to work, it's like all of a sudden I just dream that I'm at work. And a minute ago I just dreamt that I was in prison. So why am I now at work? So it's like, and psychedelics blur that line as well. And that can be slippery, basically. But yeah, I mean, it's not that that I inherently want to believe in it, but that is how it feels. And it could be rather deep. So yeah, psychedelics can be kind of dodgy, you know. But look, Illuminati Congo just dropped a new tune, so I'm gonna go listen to that. I love you, OXSN. Peace out. I love you. Bye.